I'm here. I'm here. Hi. Hi. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where's Aram when you need him? I didn't realize I had to be on Chrome to support the live software. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Oh my God. There you all are. Susan, Lexa, Kathy, Leah. Hello, you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. That was a little embarrassing. Sort of very Aram and very not like Aram. Aram to like kind of like mess up, but also very not Aram with computers. Such a simple thing. I didn't realize I had to be on Chrome. All right, look, I see you all. I just want to make sure you all know I see you. I see you. Chusi, Jaran, Carrie, of course, Olivia Court, the great Sta, Sophia C, Amanda, Francielli, Sta again, Mariki, VoiceWise Studio. Hello, VoiceWise. I just want to say hello. Thank you, guys. And I can see your questions, and we're here. And this is my first time doing this. Just kind of playing with, over COVID. When COVID started, I created a YouTube channel because I just wanted to put out positive content. That's where I came up with the concept of Positive Peeps. We weren't shooting the show, and there was no showbiz going on. Everything restarted like a year later and change. And I just wanted to be able to put out positive content. And so still new to this platform and trying to create original content for you guys. Positive. All right. Hello. Okay. Let's look at some of these questions that I missed before. Susan, you better remember some of those questions. I can't remember. Okay. Who's my all-time favorite Blacklister? Too hard of a question. But I love Mr. Kaplan, and she technically was a Blacklister. I just love that character. And I've known the actress who played Mr. Kaplan, Susan Blumart, for many years. We did a play at Yale Rep together. God, I want to say 15 years ago. So I've always been a fan of both her talent and her person. So maybe that is my answer. But man, there are a lot of good Blacklisters. Come on. Greetings all the way from the Philippines. Hello. Hi from Florida, hometown. What up, Carrie? 954-305. That's Fort Lauderdale, Miami zip codes. I shouldn't even try to do that, but I'm a 954. Hello from Brazil. Tudo bem? Hello. You have so much energy. Thank you, Susan. I think I get that from my mom. Life is beautiful. You got to enjoy it. Aram is always forgivable. Thank you, Kathy. I needed that. You get an Oscar for your acting. Well, I don't think for TV shows you can't get Oscars, but Emmys, our show has won an Emmy before, and it's for stunts. Court Hessler has won a few Emmys. That's the Emmy category we often are nominated in. Unfortunately, nothing else, but it's okay. It's all about it's not about awards, as we know. And there was one guest star nomination for Alan Alda when he played Fitch. I think Alan Fitch in season 1 when he had the explosion sort of clamp on his neck, and he talked to Red in the box, and he had to give a monologue because he knew he was going to get blown up. That was the one Emmy nomination for performance. I know no James, no one in the cast. It's like, that's all good. Anyway, what else? I watch lives all the time. Very cool interaction has been my experience. Thank you, Susan. Susan's up in here a lot. That's good. Perth, Australia. I'm not going to do my Australian accent, even though I feel it inside and I want to. I love the land down under. I studied abroad in Australia. Perth, I didn't get to go to all the way in Western Australia, but I was in Sydney, up the coast. I went to the center. I went to Uluru, Ayers Rock. I went to Melbourne. I went to Brisbane. I scuba dived the Great Barrier Reef. What's the name? Gosh, I'm forgetting some of the names of the places, but I love Australia. But I got to go to Perth. So hello, and thank you for watching on the other side of the world. How cool is that? How cool is technology? How cool that I get to be a part of a show that you watch in Australia and the Philippines and Brazil. Come on. How lucky am I? Okay. Okay. So Kaplan, Stewmaker. Yeah. Okay. How did you develop your acting chops? Did a play in the second grade, had a couple of lines. My mom came up to me afterwards and was like, "You have talent." So it started with a great mom who encouraged me. So I joined the drama club, and it sort of felt organic. I had an aptitude for it. And it was encouraging. In the sixth grade, I did a play where I figured out how to get laughs. I knew I was like, oh, if I go up with this line, I remember the line was like, "You mean you can't do it?" And I was like, can't. And it got like a big rolling laugh, and I knew how to time it. And I was like, oh, and that sort of was like, I was 12 years old, and I got addicted to the sort of the high of it, the audience. So I come from theater, and then at that same year, I got a lower school drama award. So it was very encouraging from an early age. My mom was really encouraging. Later on, my dad got on board. He was a little concerned about an acting profession, but he's sort of a #1 Blacklist fan right now. And yeah, I just kind of stuck with it. Made a promise to myself at age 12, I was going to be an actor. And I was like, well, better keep it. Okay. Oh, God, lots of questions here. Ooh, let me catch up. By the way, there are 29 of you. Hello, and 8 likes. India, hello. Okay, here we go. Aram is awesome. I love him so much. Thank you, Amanda. Is he going to ask Reddington or Dembe what is going on between them, since he was the only brave one to ask about Red's hair? I think the Red's hair thing kind of just popped out, kind of like, it's right in front of him and he couldn't. I think the Reddington Dembe situation is a little more personal. Aram did say he forgave Reddington for what happened to Liz. So, and he knows Wrestler didn't. So I feel like Aram's aware that Wrestler is mistrustful of Dembe as an extension of Wrestler's pain. And he has valid points, but Aram as always assumes the best in people. And Aram just wants them to be okay. He asks good questions, but Dembe shouldn't be forced to prove his loyalty to anybody. And so, it's not Aram's place to be questioning that all the time. But yeah, the Red's hair thing, that was funny, isn't it? That was fun. When I read that in the script, I was like, oh, Aram. Professor Christopher Cherwonka, it is my pleasure. Thank you, Anna Lemper. That was very sweet. Olivia Court, I see you. How much am I loving Aram this season so far? So much. But honestly, I've loved him every season. And each season is different. I do not know how the writers do it. But it's great. Very happy about, one of the reasons I wanted to do this live after this episode was that we finally get a little peek into Aram's backstory, personal life, and we meet his parents. And boy, did I love Joanna and Tom, who played Hashem and Nama. Aram's parents were a delight. And we were kind of like a little family on set. I was very protective of them, and they were very loving to me. And it was, so that is particularly special this season. It's a joke about your tech genius. I knew to this. No, I wish. Simple mistake. Even Aram couldn't make it. This is, the most basic mistake. I was on the wrong platform. Not the wrong platform, the wrong. This is very not Aram of me. I was on Safari instead of Chrome. Leave me alone. Are you enjoying the records routine? I'm not sure, Taylor, I don't understand the question. Are you enjoying the records routine? Records routine? Not sure what that means. Yeah. Okay. Funniest and saddest moment on set. Hello from LA. What up, LA? Oh, you haven't seen the episode yet. Funniest and saddest moment. There's a lot of funny moments. I don't know. Hard to pick the funniest moment. There's a lot of little sort of funny moments. When there's like a giant mistake or a funny gaffe, and we're all there together, and everybody breaks. With James too, if we're all in a big scene in the war room and some funny thing, and everybody breaks, that's always like a delight. Hopefully those usually make it to bloopers. There's so many bloopers that don't make it to bloopers. I'm like seeing this, I was like, oh, that's going to make it on bloopers. So I'm like, the bloopers in my opinion are short compared to the amount that there are for the season. So I'll call the blooper people, put more bloopers on. And saddest moment. Clark. We all came back from pandemic, which was like, oh my God, we're here. Are you okay? And Clark wasn't with us. So that's all I want to say about that, because I don't want to, but rest in peace. That guy was amazing. Just absolutely amazing, and an unimaginable loss for our industry and certainly for the Blacklist. Okay. Greetings from Costa Rica. Today's episode hits home. I haven't seen it. ¿Qué pasa, Costa Rica? Robert Vesco is quite the character over here. Even got a law dedicated only to him to avoid extradition. It's great. Yes, it's pretty fun seeing Robert Vesco and how it plays out from beginning to end. Is just really well done. It's really fun on the show when we get a callback or return of a character from even a few seasons ago, or certainly a character that is intrinsic to Reddington's experience or Red's life. That's always pretty special. Hey, Steven, that's my buddy. Where's Raina? She's asleep. Alan Alda, yeah, that was a great episode. Absolutely. Okay, what did you study? Okay, so lots of questions here. Yes, thank you. Well, if you pay attention early on in season 2, Aram says he's both Muslim and Jewish. That's because his father is Persian Muslim and his mother is Jewish. And Joanna did an Israeli accent. So Aram is a mix, a beautiful mix. And I'm proud of that. Embrace it. Carrie, do the accent. Be Paul Hogan. I'm so tempted to. She's talking about Australia. She's talking about Crocodile Dundee, played by Paul Hogan, because she knows when Americans want to do an Australian accent, they do Paul Hogan. I want to so bad right now. I really want to, but this is the internet. Someone will edit it, and I will look like what Australians call a wanker. I don't want to do that. So if you meet me in person, Gary, I'll give you a one-on-one. One of my dear friends, Tim Piper, he's from Adelaide, Australia. Actually, he's the creator of the Butterfinger campaign that I've been doing. That is his brainchild, the BFI, the Butterfinger Investigators. And I always do my Paul Hogan, if you will, in front of him, and we crack up, and then he does imitations of me, and we just, there's an expression, take the piss out of each other nonstop. So shout out to Tim. Aren't those fun? I really enjoy those Butterfingers. There's a new part 2 to the Butterfinger. There's like these little web episodes. It's actually on my YouTube channel, the first one. So the Butterfinger commercials actually are pulled from like these 5-minute webisodes. So there's a part 2 where this new round of commercials come from another webisode that's coming soon. Stay tuned. So there's more to come from that. But go get your Butterfingers. Yes, fun to old see this. What was your saddest scene in all the seasons? Oh, absolutely. Episode 614, when Aram lost Samar on the phone because she didn't show up and she had to be whisked away, and he didn't know who was going to take care of her. And then he punched Red in the face. That would by far be the saddest scene I've ever gotten to do. The full gamut. That scene was perfectly written, and everyone played it so well. And Bill Rowe was the director of that episode. So, yeah, by far. Well, actually, it was also pretty sad when Aram was at Liz's funeral in season 3, but different. One was sad and the other was devastation. So a little different. Carrie Cunningham, bingo. Okay. Cart, Olivia. No way. Is that true, Susan? Paul Hogan was yelling for you in Blockbuster? No. Do tell. Write in the chat. Give us a little version of that story. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. What was Aram working on? When? I don't know what you mean, Taylor. Leah, would you like to have Samar back on the show? Sure. The thing is, she has brain damage. So, I mean, that could be a very dramatic episode. But, she was losing her brain and her memory and everything. And it's now been 3 years. So I don't know. That would be, I hope it wouldn't be maudlin, it would be certainly sad. But of course, that's Aram's lost true love. Carrie's dying laughing. Thank you, Carrie. Okay. I'm your fan from Brazil. This is fun. What's the difference between this and an Instagram live, if you will? I'm curious about your thoughts on that. There's a lot of lives. There's Facebook Live. There's Instagram Live. There's YouTube Live. Why YouTube Live? There's a lot of features here. It's written, there's a feature I discovered. Wait, where is it? I think I was doing it on my phone, but I'm on my computer now. I don't want to mess anything up, but there's a feature where I can change the filter. It can be like chromatic mode and put cool little. This is, again, not very around me. I can put filters. I'll stop. Okay. Raisa Fatima, when will season 9 be on Netflix? Season 9, usually what happens is they air on NBC in the US and hello from Indonesia. I don't know how it works with Netflix in other countries and other territories. But we play on NBC. I'm not sure if the show gets licensed out to sort of channels overseas. But whenever a season ends here in the US, just before the next season begins is when the last season drops on Netflix. So season 9 has recently begun here in the US. So season 8 dropped on Netflix just before that. So when we finish season 9, hopefully, if there's a season 10, then that's when season 9 would come out on Netflix. But there are other ways to watch it. I encourage people to watch it on NBC, or if they can watch it live, not on Netflix, if they can watch it in there. So because the internet gives away spoilers. Okay, a lot of questions here. Let me go. Where was I? Thank you, July. Carrie asked me, how did I prepare for it? How did I prepare for what? I already forgot what we were talking about 1 minute ago. I'm like that character Tom Hanks played on Saturday Night Live, Mr. Short-Term Memory. It's really happening in my life. People are like, how was your weekend on Monday? I'm like, what did I do this weekend? What did I eat? I mean, aging. Thank God for the wisdom. There's a give and a take, right? I hope. Speaking of punching red in the face, what was your reaction learning you got to punch James? I was like, when I read that in the script, it was like, well, what was so cool about reading that in the script was that it was earned. It didn't feel like, no one could ever imagine in any world, certainly not me, that Aram would punch Reddington in the face, the guy who was most intimidated by Mr. Reddington. But with everything that was going on with Samar, all his devastation and heartbreak, and it makes sense why he does. It makes sense why it's what good writing is, good dramatic writing, that every character's decision, Samar's, Mr. Reddington's, and Aram's, all made emotional and logical sense for each of their journeys, but they were in conflict with each other. And I was blown away by how well done that was. You can't ask someone straight, Aram will punch red. Yeah, right. How can that ever happen? They found the way, and they found it in his most personal storyline. Will Aram ever get his croissant? I think that croissant is gone. Hopefully I'll get another. Will there be a season 10? Good question. I never thought there'd be a season 9. I wouldn't bet against it. I'm not saying bet for it. I'm saying I don't know. Do you ever laugh at the lines? Wait, I just lost my place. Oh, I just lost my line. There's a lot of questions coming in. All right. Okay. All right. I lost my way. I just swear. Oh, there's the croissant. I know where I am again. Do you ever laugh at the lines the writers give Aram when you read the script? Absolutely. All the time. And then I start playing them in my head and start saying them out loud. And there's some good ones coming up. They've been giving me lots of fun bits. Good morning from Singapore. Hello. Hope to visit you one day in Singapore. Therese. Professor Christopher. I like YouTube Live better. It gives you more control over how it runs. Scheduling, chat limitations. Good to hear. Me likes. Were you ever confused as to the path of the show? I'm not sure I understand the question, but I'm just writing it. They write the path. I'm just happy to be here. I love seeing Rob's family time. Me too. Thank you, Eleanor. Alec, get your friends to all watch. That's how we get a 10. James says he loves the show. Not following Gary, but okay. Meteor, will Ram and Samara get back together anytime soon? My mental health depends on it. Oh, gosh. You might have to find other mental health outlets because Samara's on a mysterious island somewhere with brain damage. I think Aram has figured out a way to move on. Similar to tonight's episode, he feels an obligation to help people. And this task force with everything we all have to go through serves a higher purpose. Today, he was part of saving all those people in the church. And that's far better than money. And it even has a bigger purpose than your own personal love life in some ways. And Aram is sort of plugging into that. And that is an honor to play. Paul Hogan was at, okay, hey, Susan's back. Paul Hogan was at Blockbuster, Quincy, Massachusetts, giving out painters' hats, signing them. I'm real shy. He was yelling for me standing with my mom. Oh, I want to do an imitation so bad, but I'm not going to. Hi, Isabel Moncade. Ha, ha, ha. What's so funny? I know Isabel, and she's the best. Everybody. Way before cell phones. Okay, Court, Olivia Court. In the UK, eventually ends up airing weekly. Good. Season 8 in the UK was 3 eps behind the US, which was new because normally we have to wait. Season 8 UK was 3 eps behind the US. Okay, so last season you were 3 eps behind. But are you behind this season? Were you able to see episode 3 today? Probably not. Time zone. How are the writers filling in the gap by Liz? Well, are you watching this season? It was a 2-year time jump, and I thought they handled it beautifully. Obviously, it's an absolutely devastating blow to everyone on the show. And you can probably see it most affecting Red and Wrestler. But it's affected us all. And it comes out, it starts to come out what those 2 years meant for everybody and how they got to where they are. Oh, I just lost. Someone said, thanks for all the BTS. I'm the BTS king. I try. I'm not trying to be the king, but I try to keep the BTS going. This is a memory, dude. This is I get like a front row seat to the Blacklist. I got to remember it, memorialize it. And it's so fun to share it. You guys get just that 43 minutes a week or an episode. And every episode is 2 weeks of my life. There's a lot that goes into it. A lot. All over. The writers, the editors, production crews, huge departments to make sometimes something you see on the screen for 2 seconds. It's enormous planning. Anyway. Okay. So let me go back. Okay. Dude, I lost you. The writers. Okay. So how do I prepare for the hardest scenes? They all require different preparation. Call them hardest. They're just different. Honestly, a big monologue in the war room where I'm sort of Aram is problem solving and it's sort of computer or background, medical examiner, history of microchips. That stuff takes a long time to learn for it to come out as smart and fast as Aram would think. And that we don't all speak give downloads on microchips on a daily basis. I don't in my life. So that takes longer to learn than maybe a dialogue, like an emotional scene between two people. But quote unquote, an emotional scene between two people has a different kind of preparation where it's not as long to learn the dialogue, but you really have to unpack the scene and the dynamic and the history of the characters and make sure you can find a way in. So it's just different, it's just different. Sometimes when there's scenes where you're running to save someone from drowning or you're absolute in the most devastating moment, or the scene where he's talking to Smart and he has to punch Red. You can't quite rehearse that because it's like trying to rehearse, like, I don't know, screaming or something. If you scream, you'll blow out your voice, and then you won't have anything for the scene. You just have to do as much imagining, preparing you can, and then, like in life, you take a leap and you fall forward, and you hope it works. And if it doesn't, you get another take. If that doesn't work, hopefully the editors will help you out. I'm just talking. So Nancy, thank you. Still makes me laugh. Selfie king. Hey, Leah. Yeah, I do too. Agnes and Aram together. They are so cute. Thanks. I love the Agnes scenes that Aram got last season. So we'll see if we get some this season. We'll see. But it makes sense that the Coopers, Harold Cooper and Charlene are looking after Agnes. It just makes them. I mean, they're a couple. They've raised a son. They know Agnes. They know Red. They knew Liz. Aram is a single guy running around trying to still, in some ways, keep his own life afloat. So I guess it makes sense that that Agnes is with them. But yes, I imagine in my life in these 2 years, I imagine it in Aram's backstory in these 2 years, and even in scenes we don't see because they're not relevant to the plot, that Aram is certainly keeping in touch with Agnes. How far ahead is filming from the current episode? Tomorrow I finish filming episode 6, and episode 3 just aired, so not that far ahead. Thank you for putting us. You're welcome, Susan. It's my pleasure. And you're yes, Court. Yes, it says Court Olivia, but isn't it Olivia Court? What's your first name? What's your last name? So I don't keep mixing them up. Has Aram already cleared his debt to Reddington? It's funny that because he owed him with interest. So the interest on top of the $50 million that he stole from him. I feel like their debt is forgiven considering all these things. But I always wondered how and why. Maybe he had like a payment plan. I feel like maybe he started his payment plan and then Red just like forgave him for the loan. I mean, Red got all his money back, and he has to understand that Aram was hurting pretty bad. But yeah, I always wondered if that we would see that. It didn't quite make it into the. There were bigger fish to fry, but in my head, it's still paid back. So maybe there's some outstanding, and he gave me a pause on it or forgave it. Thank you, Kelly. My pleasure. Patricia McCorkle. Hi, Amir. How are you? The tech angels have come to assist you. That was weird. Do you understand or speak Portuguese? Tudo bem. Obrigado. I have a few Brazilian friends, so they teach me some Portuguese words, but no, I don't really speak Portuguese. Thank you for the croissants, Nancy. Appreciate that. Yes, Dembe Zuma is Muslim. That's correct. Chusi, will you leave the archive of the live stream up? I think so. Unless there's a big gaffe. So don't try to catch me. No, if you can. No. See, now I have to not put it up. You see what you've done? No, just kidding. We'll keep it up, of course. I think. Hey, if you're losing your short-term memory, then you and Samar have a chance. We were like, who are you? No, who are you? I got a feeling I like you. I don't know if I like you so much. Really? But who are you? That's a good sketch. I don't know if it's Blacklist. Any chance you could say hi to my friend Donna? Hi, Donna. You quickly became her favorite character. That's nice. Okay, thank you. Hi, Donna. And thank you. Lexa, how's it being on set? Well, it's different and it's sad. And it's different. Each season, there's a lot of crew members that sometimes don't come back, or Clark isn't with us, and Megan obviously was central, so it's different. It's like a family member that you don't get to see, but I'm still in touch with Megan, so all is well. Will you all come to film in Boston? No, the show shoots in New York. So New York City, and I think there's some rules and union rules about that. So, they can't even shoot in Jersey. And so probably not. But unless the show picks up and moves to Boston, who knows? Yes, Olivia, Court, Olivia. I love those ramen dembe scenes too. It's always fun when those two get together. Hello from New Orleans. I love New Orleans. Been there a few times. Yes, love New Orleans. Did a show there. Went to a bachelor party there. I'm so impressed with your growth as an actor since the very first season. And as a fellow actor, I'm impressed. Well, thank you. That means a lot, Joey Alonso. Nothing more complimentary than it when it comes from your peers, because I know we are the most sort of critical of ourselves and thus those who are in our profession around us. So one love, brother. Thank you. Nancy, I just lost the question again. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of questions. Okay. Ooh, we're already doing 30 minutes. Who's bored yet? I feel like I know you guys because there's a group of us. So, all right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get every question now because it's 30 minutes. We got to go to sleep. Got to get up for tomorrow's work. But I want to get to. I'm going to speed go through. All right. I lost my place a little bit. Pumpkin and Pinky scene. That was good. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. How is James when the camera is off? Everybody is like their characters. Everybody is charming, specific, and in charge and precise. And he's Reddington. When he walks into the room, you pay attention. He's the smartest guy in the room. The more people watch the show, the better likelihood that there is a season 10. James commented that he played it forever. I really don't know. I've stopped trying to play the game. Will there or will not be another season? It's a hard game to play as an actor in this business. You just don't know what tomorrow brings. You got to kind of build yourself up to be like, tomorrow is, well, that's in life too. We never know what tomorrow brings. And I try to stay in the moment. I work hard on trying to stay in the moment and be happy for this episode and this live. Yeah, that pumpkin and Pinky scene at the end, though, so good, right? There's a lot of good scenes. I really like tonight's episode, written by the great Daniel Cerrone, one of our senior writers, and a friend of mine, too. We become friends through this process. I love the show. I've been a fan since the beginning. Thank you, Jay Woody. Would you like to direct any of the Blackloads? I am interested in directing a lot. Done some short films and some theater stuff, but the Blacklist I don't think is my forte as a director because it's a lot of action, a lot of action, thriller, violence. I'm a character guy. I want to get a couple of actors in a room and just put the cameras on them and like push in and just, that stuff. We have all those scenes that I would love to direct. But it's so much plot and information. And so I'm more like interested in directing what's it called? Like Search Party or Atlanta or Girls or when it comes to like some of the thriller stuff, like of course like a Ozark or Breaking Bad, but because those are a little more character driven. Well, so is the Blacklist, but those also have a lot of action, but they're not fully action based. They're more like kind of chess matches. We have both. We have like the chess match that Reddington does, but also the action that we're all, the super blacklisters and the FBI are in on. Usually the action in those shows is a culmination of a few episodes, whereas ours is every episode is like, so I wouldn't turn it down, but I don't think that's happening. And it's not my forte, but I am paying attention. I want to trail some of the directors. I am learning from a lot of our master directors. Keep your eyes and ears open at all times. Carrie, it's an impossible question to answer because they're all different and all wonderful in their own ways. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Olivia Court Olivia. Amanda, thank you for live tweeting through the episode. Blacklist Twitter is no longer posting. Oh, I didn't know that. It's my pleasure. I didn't realize that. I thought they do. Maybe I'm thinking of the Instagram. But there is a writer's room, Blacklist Writer's Room Twitter handle that is really funny. So they're there. Thank you, Carrie. You have hugs, fandom in Germany. Wie geht's? Sending you and Raina greetings from Mona. Mona May. Handmade by Mona. Has sent me some sweatshirts and a blanket for Raina, among other very sweet things. And they were received, and they are very much thanked. And you can see them on my Instagram. I do not speak Arabic like Samar Navabi, unfortunately. But Aram does know 8 languages. If you pay attention, they're in there. Again, what's Diego like? Diego's like wrestling. Everybody's like their character. I'm not kidding. That's why the show works. The writers write to us. I know, seeing Red finally seeing Agnes made me so happy and emotional. It was a really like powerful scene because I read that stuff, but I don't get to see it until you guys get to see it at the same time. So I'm like, it's like I'm like live tweeting and just like, I get taken with it. I try to tweet during commercials. Love you and thank you, Carrie, for being very nice to me. Thank you, Manu Bishnoi. When Aram pulls the gun on the director, up until that moment, that was probably my favorite scene. That was my favorite episode, also written by Daniel Cerrone, who happened to write this episode. It's actually how it sort of got on my radar. That episode was the hardest I had worked up until that point on the show. And again, that was one of those moments I thought about a lot, got myself going and just went there. We were in a rush. There was a lot to do that day, and just used that pressure. Yeah. Thank you, Manu, for pointing that out. She's sleeping, Nancy. Red's identity. Pay attention. There was a lot about that at the end of last season. That's all I'll say. The pivot in the show is fantastic. New storyline potential. I know the writers did amazing, right? My heart hurts for Agnes and Red. I know. A lot of heartbreak for everybody on the show, though, right? Everybody's been through it. Everybody. Think about Park's mother, everything that wrestler's been through. Remember, he had a pregnant fiance in season 1. And then Liz, and of course, Aram with Samar, with Liz, Janet and Elodie, just, all kinds. Everybody's been through it, Everybody's been through it. Dembe, my God. Remember the Mombasa cartel, what Dembe went through as a kid? And then what he's gone through with Red and Kaplan. We've all been through it, How to stay on to who you are through it all. I think that's one of the themes of the show for me. I do not speak as many languages as Aram. I really just, magic. Okay, it's been 37 minutes. I think we'll go to 40, maybe 45 minutes. I got to get myself to bed, get ready for bed, memorize my lines. I know my lines for tomorrow. I actually don't have that many lines tomorrow, but I have a long day. Okay. What moonlighting is Agent Park doing, I wonder? What are you talking about? Moonlighting. Am I missing something? I think that's something between her and Red. I don't quite know what we're talking about, Michelle. I might have missed something, or maybe not sure. I don't think anything. Maybe there's some. Okay, there's storyline coming up with Park, but I don't know exactly what the moonlighting means. Susan, I've ever done method acting. Will Smith recently mentioned never doing it again because he started falling for his co-star in real life. Wow, yeah. Will Smith and Jada, they're very open. I'm open too, but that's like, in terms of method acting, there's a lot of different sort of methods. I should have used a different word, method acting. A lot of different methodologies, ways in, schools of thought. I've sort of learned about them all over the years in piecemeal. And I always said that there's like any art or craft, it's good to know all the different rules. And then you kind of, I can't really explain how sometimes there's pieces of method I use. Sometimes there's elemental. I don't know. The more you do it, the more there's like a sort of an instinctive element where I can feel when something is not working. And when that happens, I said, I'll be like, okay, I need to do more work on it, or I'm not yet ready. I'm not prepared. I don't know my lines well enough. I haven't done enough sort of work on it. And if I have done that and it's still not working, then I can go back and start looking at the fundamentals in the scene of what, sort of fundamentals of acting, and you can ask yourself those questions, and then it should reveal itself. And then sometimes you still don't know, and then you just have to go to trust, and then you have to be on. Sometimes that is the answer. Like, why is this unclear? And that's part of the answer. I don't know. This is getting esoteric. I don't really know how to answer that question, except I don't know, like anyone, like an artist, like a doctor, like a chef, like a drummer or a musician. You learn the skills. There's different schools of thought of how to approach it. But then after a while, you just kind of have found your way, which is a hybrid of the, like athletes. There's, you have shooting practice, and there's different kind of theory. There's different ways. Ignore everything I just said because I just rambled. Okay. Hi, Courtney. Thought so. Courtney. Okay. But I go by Court, so it's Court Olivia. Got it. One more shout out to Courtney. Olivia, Court. She's been so supportive on all the social media platforms. Kathy, West Virginia. My buddy Bill is from West Virginia. Kind of dorky, Susan, but I really like when you have the grays in your hair. Thank you. Makes you look more mature instead of a young man. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. It's happening. It's happening. I embrace it. Oh, dang, I lost it. So many questions. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to call it at 45 minutes. So it's 41 so far. Okay. She likes her surprises. We loved our surprises. I need more. Okay. So I'm so sorry if I'm going to go fast now. I'm going to do a quick scan. I want to say your question so you can hear, you all can know that I've seen you. Oh God, I lost it. Funny, can follow love every day. Okay, take a picture of James is, not on social medias, as you all aware. He is like Reddington. He's analog. No digital footprint. Maintains the air of mystique, mystery. And I don't have as many scenes with James. And, you got to read the room. Some, you don't always want to ask to take pictures with people. And just very reverent of our leader there. And to anyone, if there's anyone working and very focused, I don't bother them with a picture, but I'm with them with a lot of the other guys, off camera, sort of between scenes. So that's when you take a picture. That's when it's natural. Was Megan leaving a surprise? It was, but it's not. It's for others to speak on. I'm just in support of her and all her future endeavors, which are going to be exciting. Do fans get in the way? No, fans keep us going. On set, have you ever guys discussed theories about Red's identity? Do you have a favorite? Nope, no comment. Sorry, Danny. But watch season 8, end of season 8. And bad rumors that are said about. I see your question here, and Demi is a beautiful example of them. I'm not, Aram, what do you think of Muslims and the bad rumors that said? First of all, I love everyone, and bad rumors about anyone are deplorable. And we must all do what we can to stomp that out from happening. It all starts with ourselves. So take a look in the mirror and see what implicit bias you might have and start from there and keep the love going. I do believe in that. There is a great line from the Blacklist. I think Lucas Ryder wrote it for Aram. I am a firm believer that I want to say the line right. I'm a firm believer that perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. That is where myself and Aram are 100% aligned. So that's what I'll say. Hello, you are the best. Hi, Courtney. I see it. Wow, 30 minutes really do go by fast. They do. Thank you for spending time with us. My pleasure. Experiences like these are amazing. They are for me too, especially when sometimes it feels like the actor and viewer belong to different worlds. Word. Cool. Any actress that you'd love to work with that is alive, deceased? Wow, so many. Robin Williams was my hero. Robin Williams. That's the one that comes to mind right now. But there's so many. Obviously, would love to work with Meryl Streep. Who wouldn't? Daniel Day-Lewis. Would like to see that guy work. But just happy to work. Thank you. My pleasure. Would you ever do a UK Comic Con? I actually did one once. I did a UK Comic Con. I would do it again. It's hard with the schedule, and they sometimes overlap when we're shooting, but I would love to come back. I've done one Comic Con, and it was in the UK. Do you do Broadway or off-Broadway during the summer? I've done 2 off-Broadway plays, one between season 1 and 2, and another between season 5 and 6. Or between season 6 and between 5 and 6, and it takes these seasons are long, take a lot of energy, and then doing a play takes a lot of energy. So if I'm between seasons, I don't think I'm going to do a play again. But you never say never. There's need to regroup, and got a lot of other things I want to get done, like Positive Peeps. Are you all subscribed? Get your friends to watch Positive Peeps. That's my show that I created during pandemic about giving, creating, and thus healing. I came up with the phrase, create, donate, feel great. It's all about that. So tune in, super inspiring people. People more positive than myself and Ram. Some seriously positive people. And I learned from all of them. Hello from Singapore. What is my favorite movies? Favorite movie number 1 is City of God. It's a Brazilian movie. Second favorite movie is Encendies, which is a French-Canadian movie. It's in Arabic, French, and English, directed by Denis Villeneuve, who, by the way, just made Dune. That was the movie that kind of brought him to Hollywood in a major way. It was a foreign language Oscar nominee, I think. And he's made just unbelievable movies. Oof, Denis Villeneuve. Ooh, that guy can direct. But those are my 2 favorite movies. Ironically, they're both foreign films from Americans. American movies, though, Shawshank, Stand By Me. Gosh, there's so many. Those are the ones that came to mind. I need more scenes of Red and Aram. Me too. I haven't been any much this season except that scene where he asked about his hair and he was telling us stuff. I'm sure they're coming. Will Aram kill Red? Doubt it, but who knows? Doubt it though. Thank you, Nancy. Okay. Oh, I went over. You guys. You're keeping me late past my bedtime. If the scene doesn't work tomorrow, I blame you. Just kidding. Sweet dreams, Raina. Okay, real quick. Okay, Mike Speak Hogan, not happening, Carrie. And I lost. Okay, I'm going from the bottom up now because I'm going from the bottom up. Thanks for the Q&A. You're welcome, Kanan. I hope I said that right. Pretty. Thanks for giving us your time. My pleasure. I'm going backward. Thank you, Franciella. I feel like you do too. Thanks for doing this. My pleasure. I don't know how to read your name. I believe it's in Arabic there, but I love you too, brother. Thank you, Courtney, for loving Positive Peeps. Lisa, your spelling error, that might have been something okay. How many episodes in season 9? Supposed to be 22. Hopefully we get there. Greetings from Bolivia. Hola. I like this conversation on YouTube. Thank you. Have a restful sleep, you as well. Thank you so much for doing this. Don't be afraid of rambling. Your rambling is still interesting. Lovely to spend time with you. Lisa, that means a lot. Ramble, ramble, ramble. Thank you, Carrie. I'm going backwards, by the way. Buonanotte, Anna mia bella, grazie. That's Italian. Buonanotte, good night, and thank you. Grazie, bella. Beautiful, something, thank you. Enema, animated, beautiful, thank you. Something very nice with this, my big winky emoji. Thanks so much for hosting this. My pleasure, Victoria. It's 48 minutes. I'm going to sign off at 50 minutes. We have a nice even number. We have 1 minute and 20 left. Thank you for your time. Good night. Here it's already 3:30. Wow, you stayed up for me, Nancy. Okay, Carrie. Yeah, you got to report all the fake accounts, the fake Aram, fake Reds. Yeah, stop those from traveling falsehoods on the internet. Zach, you got to watch the end of last season. Which city is the most take place for season 9? I'm not sure. I think there's a little typo in there, Raisa. Rambling like a Ram. Yep, thanks, Amanda. I'm a stock trader and explain things in odd ways. Okay, Carrie. Okay, Carrie. Not going to do Paul Hogan, no matter how you come at it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, so much. I think I've seen most of these. If I missed one or two, please forgive me. I will be back for more post talkbacks on YouTube live. And I think we'll leave this one up here. See if people tune in. I love you. Stay tuned next week. Another good one. They're all good, aren't they? Some are better than others. How do you pick your favorites? There's lots of good ones. 12 seconds left. Countdown 10. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. And I'm going to end stream right in 3, 2, 1. Ciao.